Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to The King's Speech. So no big preamble before this video. Just a few things I'll touch on before I get into my One Piece reaction review. Shonen Jump is back this week after the break was on last week. So expect One Piece and Promised Neverland reaction reviews out today. I'll also be uploading the second part of my Vinland Saga read through today as well. And depending on timing and everything else, if I can swing it today, I'll also try to do a little bit more of Battle Angel Alita as well, and try to get that out today as well. One quick note would probably be that next week, apart from my Shonen Jump reactions, you probably won't get any read-through videos, just because it's going to be pretty busy for me for the next 2 weeks at least. So after this week, things are going to slow down on like this stuff, like the YouTube stuff, for a little bit. So apologies in advance, but life and stuff kind of creeps up on you like that. So without further ado, let's get into it with One Piece chapter 952, Hioyori and Kawamatsu. So we have Limited Commerce Series number 24, Gang Bege's Oh My Family, Volume 3, What My Wife Wants, I Want. So you got Bege just standing on the prow of the ship being like, yeah, and then Chiffon's giving him a hug and a kiss as they're on their way to find Lola somehow, presumably. I'm guessing that Chiffon might have a Viver card to Lola that they're probably going to follow to try and track her down. And I wonder if that means Bege is actually going to go back to Paradise to try and track down Lola if she's still there, if she came back to the New World or not. But guess we'll find out one way or another. So as usual, we have translation by Stephen Paul, lettering by Vanessa Satone. So we see the next day, Bandit's Bridge, Ringo, and you see a ka-ching. And you see Zoro going, "What's your deal anyway? Are you friend or foe? Who are you?" So Gyakumaru's looking down, looking surprised as Zoro's knocked him flat on his back, and he's sitting on him. And Zoro goes, "Why do you keep stealing the weapons of people passing through? What are you trying to do with them? Give back my sword already. Don't waste your life for the sake of one measly weapon." And Gyakumaru's like, And then he overturns Zoro with an angry look. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You will not have it back. Not that one. The katana you had, Shusui, was a stolen national treasure of Wano. Its removal from our land was the start of all of our misfortune, that incurred the wrath of the god of the blade. Since then, each region suffered loss after loss until the country itself fell under enemy control." Hold on. Okay. I'll get to the thought stuff from that later. Something just occurred to me. And you see Hiyori just watching from behind one of the trees. And she goes, "What? Shusui?" And Zoro's like, "What? God?" Oh, man. Alright. So you have someone going, "Cease this fight." And then they stab their blade at Zoro, and Zoro just blocks it over his shoulder and looks back. And you see that Kawamatsu's joined the battle. So he goes, and he does a few black flips and lands away. And he goes, "Ka pa 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 pa. What do I find here? A samurai and monk doing battle in this remote place? And yet neither of you is trying to kill the other. A farcical sight." And then Hiyori's still hiding behind the trees like, "Kawamatsu, is that you?" And Kawamatsu's like, "Why do you know my name?" And Zoro's looking at him going, "A fish man?" And Gyakumaru is also staring at him in shock. Then we change scenery to Onigashima. And you see Kaido, "Please stop fighting." And you see Ra with a Kadoom. It looks like Big Mom and Kaido are still continuing their fight a day later. And you have some of the gifters going, "When is this fight gonna finish? It's gone on all through the night. The island can't take it." Someone's like, "Should we actually evacuate to the mainland?" And Queen's like, "What kind of idiot runs away when the boss is fighting? You clowns." And then he goes, "Anyway, has there been word from Udon yet?" And so some of his little mooks are going, still no connection on the snail. Oh my god, the queen's like, then I'll go and check on them. And the mook's like, no fair, Master Queen, you're gonna run away. He's like, what? I said check on them. You see a bring ring as the snail phone's ringing. He's like, quick. He's like, yo, Queen speaking. And the men behind the mooks behind are like, whoa, Queen. So you see, this is Warden Babanuki from Udon. And Queen goes and sits down on her throne. He's like, sounds like you got the snails working again. Snails working again. And Babanuki's like, yes, sir. And Queen's like, I know I took a lot of men with me. Need some help? We can head back if you want. The mook's like, he's looking for a heroic reason to leave Onigashima. And Babanuki's like, no need for now, sir. And like, they turned him down. And Babanuki goes, we put Straw Hat Luffy and Captain Kidd and all the other eyesores into the cells to get them to behave. And Queen's like, I see. So Babanuki goes, so long for now. As reported, there are no problems. Queen's like, let there be problems. And they're all like, Master Queen. So he changed scenes to excavation labor camp Udon. He goes, the call is finished. Was that to your liking, Master? Rotom was like, yep, thanks, good boy. It looks like she's used her little Kibidango to subdue Babanuki as well, who's covered in bandages, him and the elephant. And then Raizo's watching. He's like, what incredible sorcery. Bending enemies to your will with millet dumplings? And Okiku says, it works on animals and animal sorcery users. And you have Karawu just lounging nearby going, look here, everything's all hunky-dory. Now they think thousands of us prisoners are all locked up safe and sound. Wait till they get a load of us when we show up on the day of the big battle. And Raizo's like, and it's all thanks to you, Karawu. And he's like, that's right, you owe me one. And you see all the other prisoners have been bandaged up. And they go, Sir Chopper Amon, we are in your debt. We would give our lives to repay what we owe you. I completely expected this, but that still doesn't make it any less disappointing. Chopper's like, it's fine. The virus is pretty simple to stop, actually. I don't want any samurai debts. They're too heavy. More importantly, I'm just glad for Luffy Taro. He's back to being healthy and the star of the show. So you see Luffy just riling up the prisoners, being like, let's do this, people. It's like, yeah, Luffy Taro, yeah. And Hero Girl's like, haha, all we had to do was bring out Lord Momonosuke, and look how they trust him now. So you see someone calling out, Boss Hyogoro, to think that I would live to one day speak to you again. Someone goes, whoa, it's the Yakuza bosses of every region. So you see Udon, Blood Riding Omasa, Hakumai, Split Hat Tsunagoro. And then from Ringo, Ocho the Bottle Gourd. And from Kibi, Snake Eyes Yatape. So we have the one from Udon looks super familiar, but I can't place him from where. Oh, God, no. He looks like the rabbits from Drum Island. That's what it was. That's what it reminds me of. So, see the Yakuza bosses. You got your one generic token woman and then the three male guys. So you see, and then they go, and you. Hyogoro goes, and you. I'm glad to see you alive. And then Yatape's like, you're worried about us? You got it backward. And Omasa's like, as backward as needing to take a crap as soon as you leave the bath. And Ocho's like, we'll get right to work. And Tsunagoro goes saying, we're going to round up all the traitors still hiding around the nation. And then Luffy's like, ha ha ha, these guys are intense. And look at Gramps, like he's the boss of them all. So the Yakuza just turn around with these dark looks and go, Gramps? So they all grab Luffy, and one of them pulls out a knife. He's like, you're going to pay the price for your saucy tongue. He's like, how many you want, boss? Fingernails, pinkies, earlobes? Just say the word. And then Hyogoro's like, stop that. I owe this man my life. And they all just go away, and they go, an act of mercy spared your stones today, boy. Let this be a lesson to mind your manners. Luffy's all mad. He's like I care. So Raizo goes, well, now that this is over, we can finally report back to Kinemon. So we have ruins of Itachi Port and Kuri. And you have, how can this be? So the man from Kuri who stole the plans to the mansion at the end of the trail was you all along? So Kinemon goes, we were looking for these. The plans to Kaido's mansion on Onigashima. Now we can devise a strategy for the foray into enemy territory. He's like, well done indeed. He's just patting the Shiradoji on the back. And Dogstorm's like, I don't remember you being this thoughtful. And he's like, you said that already, dog. And you hear a rrr. There's one of these smell-o-phone rings. Kinemon's like, is that you, Raizo? How did it go? Did you rescue Sir Luffy Taro? And Raizo's like, and much, much more. It would take too long to explain it all, but in brief. And then Kinemon's like freaking out, and he goes, 3,500 men? Sir Luffy rescued? And even Kawamatsu found and released? The labor camp taken over? And Shiradoji's like, that number's preposterous. And Dogstorm's like, how did releasing Luffy turn into all of that? He's like, they had Kawamatsu captive? And Raizo's like, and there are more soldiers to join us yet. There is one problem I should point out first, however. There are a number of weapons factories throughout Wano, but nearly all of them are making weapons for export to foreign lands. What samurai want to use most are swords and spears. But because Orochi has ordered possession of weapons in Wano a crime, they are difficult to acquire. If we do not have a blade for every warrior who wishes to fight, it will not be much of a battle. And Kinemon's like, yes, I see your point. It is of grave importance. Katanas are what we need. So as we've made progress here as well, but stay put for now. To best assess our true strength, I will now head to Amigasa village and make it our base. Collect your information and submit a detailed report, Raizo. He's like, I shall. So Kinemon jumps onto the back of a flaming chicken with a baka, and he starts taking off. So you go back to Bandit's Bridge Ringo, and you see, wow, Kawamatsu, I never thought I'd meet you again like this. To see you alive and well this way is the greatest... Oh, so it's Kawamatsu going, to see you alive and well this way is the greatest gift I could imagine, Lady Hiyori. And Zoro's like, that's right. She said that after her parents died, she was raised by a kappa. And Hiyori's like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for getting scared and running away from you. But when you kept giving what little food you could find to me, and I saw how you grew weaker and weaker over the years, I knew that you could survive on your own and trembled at the thought of you dying just because of me. So I was scared, and that's why I ran away from you. Kawamatsu's like, why? What a kind-hearted person. That was why? Well, I can tell you that I've put on quite a lot of weight thanks to that. Ka-pa-pa-pa-pa. So then Gyakumaru notices something. He's like, And he's like, da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. And then someone pulls out a rifle and lets him have it. And he falls down. Kawamatsu's like, who goes there? And you see a bunch of Kaido's mooks riding the weird lizard thing going, Bwahaha, we're here for revenge, Gyakumaru. These magnums are for wild beasts. You're going to pay for stealing our weapons. We're taking them all back today. And then someone goes, are those men with you? No matter, shoot them all dead. So Zoro and Kawamatsu are just like, Kawamatsu goes, stay back, Lady Hiyori, as he and Zoro get ready to fight. So you see, as they take down all the mooks with little effort, and Gyakumaru takes off running. And then Zoro's like, hey, wait, why are you running away? So Gyakumaru goes, Master Kawamatsu, I'm so glad you're alive and well. And he's tearing up. And with a bang, we have next chapter hits August 25th. Ooh. Man, alright. So, like, there's so much obvious setup going on here, and it's just, like, painful to read. Like, Wano continues to be the dullest arc I have ever read week to week, and that is saying something, given all the other arcs have kind of been, like, given how long I've been reading week to week. Like, the gags with Queen being like, oh my god, he's scared of going back because he's scared of Kaido is just like overplayed, and it's just, it wasn't even funny after a point. And like having Otama just be like, you know, your get out of jail free card, where she's just like, oh yeah, he's gonna say what I tell him to because, you know, I fed him millet dumplings and now he's my bitch, was whatever. The Yakuza bosses, I'm like, alright, I guess we have 4 more characters I couldn't give less than a shit about because why do I have to care about these assholes? Like, at this point, Oda's just like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, he's just slamming in more and more characters. And I guess he's trying to make this arc feel fleshed out, but I have such little emotional investment in any of the characters of Wano that trying to get me to care about like 4 more and be like, oh, look, here's the Yakuza people. Oh, aren't they great? Like, it's the same feeling I had when we first met the 4 commanders of the Revolutionary Army, where I'm like, these characters feel very gimmicky. Like, they don't feel like actual characters at all. And like Kinemon freaking out about like how well the plan is going, be like, oh my god, I can't believe it. We suddenly have 3,000 soldiers to go raid Onigashima with. Oh my god, what are the odds? Like, there is just no tension whatsoever, considering that we're supposed to be considering the idea that they're going to be fighting against one of the emperors, and it doesn't feel like it's even really going to be a challenge in any regard whatsoever. Like, this feels like a literal cakewalk. Like, they stepped into Wano and they're like, oh, you know, we have all these obstacles we have to overcome. You know, we're the underdogs. And now it's just like, ha ha ha, obstacles? What's that? So, like, and then Hioyori Kawamatsu, like, we have a repeat of Dressrosa with, like, literal repeat of Dressrosa with Toy Soldier and Rebecca, except now it's Kawamatsu and Hiyori being like, oh, I had to get away because, you know, I had to rescue you, Kawamatsu, and I'm going to be the one to take out the Shogun. I want to kill him. Like, it's almost exactly word for word what happened with that. And then, oh my god, the biggest disappointment this chapter was Chopper going, oh yeah, the mummy virus? Oh, that's no big deal. Like, it was so easy for me to just, like, you know, whip up a quick medicine for this virus this guy created. We're all good now. Like, this pisses me off so much because consequences really don't mean shit anymore in this series. Like, you have Odo doing this whole setup with, like, oh, you know, Luffy's hugging all these guys. He's taking in all the poison, you know, he's putting himself out there. You know, he's taking all these risks. And then a chapter later, Chopper's like, oh, don't worry about that. He's completely back to full health, no injuries whatsoever. You know, we need him in top fighting shape, so we can't have anything actually hinder him in any way. And it just ticks me off. Like, I could come up with a bajillion excuses for this scene and be like, oh no, you know, or maybe Oda's gonna do the thing of having it turn out that the mummy virus was like one of the first ones Queens did, and he's gonna have come back later with something that's gonna be a lot more complex. Or maybe Chopper hasn't really cured it and he's like made it dormant or some shit. Like, I could come up with like so many excuses for why this will have a decent payoff in the future. But I am so tired of trying to make excuses for Oda's shitty writing. Like, honestly, at this point, I'm still just gonna say that I really, really hope Act 2 is coming to an end soon, because I would want to get away from Wano at this point. Like, I want to get away from Wano, see what's happening somewhere else, because hopefully it's a lot more exciting than this like potpourri of garbage crap that's happening on this island of people I really couldn't give a shit about. Yeah, I am so tired at this point of pretending like we're supposed to feel anything with this series or what Oda's doing with it. Yeah, like honestly, that's all I gotta say. Hopefully, Act 2 ends soon and it picks up because this arc needs someone to inject some adrenaline or life into it because it is a joke so far. All right, I'm gonna cut it off there. Like I said, I will also put out. Expect this video to be out before the evening tonight. I expect one for Promised Neverland as well. I'll also upload Vinland Saga right now because it's already recorded. Everything just needs to be uploaded and it's good to go. And like I said, if I can, I will try to do one for Battle Angel Alita. If not, I'll try to do one for next week. If not, it'll be 2 weeks from now. I'll try to get one out. But yeah, I need something to kind of cleanse my palate of this chapter. But until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.